Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the Garden School. In the last class, we finished the explanation part of the story, Mowgli finds his family. Today, we are going to discuss about the exercise part. Hope you already done the reading comprehension. Check with the answers uploaded along with this class. Today, we are going to discuss about values and life skills, vocabulary and grammar. Moving to the values and life skills, we are having exercise related to leadership. What all qualities a leader need? What all qualities a leader expect in his successor? So we are discussing about this. So here, one of the tasks of a good leader is to find a suitable successor. In this extract, Akela tells Bagheera that they have done well in choosing Mowgli, as he may lead their pack one day. Now, discuss the qualities that a leader should have to make this choice wisely. Also, what qualities should the leader look for in the successor? So, we can have a discussion about the same. What all qualities a leader need and what all qualities a leader expect in his successor. So, a leader should be capable to lead a pack, a group of people. And the people should obey the commands of the leader. So, he should be bold and always in accordance with the justice. So, you can do one thing, you can write it as a passage. What all qualities a leader should possess? This will be the question. So, based on this, you can write a passage or a paragraph and send it through Microsoft Teams. Moving to the vocabulary part, here we are going to discuss the idioms. Idioms are expressions, the meanings of which are different from the meanings of the individual words that they are made up of. So here we are coining some words, but the meaning of the individual words will be different from the meaning of the word which the idiom is made up of. Idioms use words in a creative and unexpected manner to convey an idea or a meaning. Here, we are using an idiom to convey a meaning and which will be in an unexpected way. Some idioms in the English language are derived from animals. One such idiom is wouldn't hurt a fly. This idiom means someone who is very polite and gentle. So, here we can see an idiom as an example, wouldn't hurt a fly. So, even he will not hurt or make pain to any others, even to a fly or insect. That means the person is very polite and gentle. Here we can have an exercise as a match the following. One side with the idioms and the other side you should write the appropriate meaning. So, the first one, a fish out of water, and the answer is completely out of place. Just try to do the exercise, pause the video, do it and come back. Hope you all done. We can check the answers. First one we already did. Second one, a whale of time. The answer is a very good time. Third one, let the cat out of the bag. The answer is reveal a secret. Fourth one, hold your horses. The answer is wait a bit. Fifth one, wild goose chase. A useless exercise. Sixth one, let sleeping dogs lie. And the answer is leave things as they are. Seventh one, the lion's share. And the answer is largest share or part. And the eighth one, mad as a hornet, and the answer is extremely angry. Hope all the answers are correct. We can move to the next exercise. Choose from the idioms given in exercise A and fill in the blanks. The question is, do you think Mowgli was enjoying himself with the other wolf cubs? And the answer is, oh yes, he was having a whale of time. You can select the appropriate idioms from exercise A and complete the sentence. Pause the video, do it and come back. Hope you all done with it. Let's check the answers. The second question is, who ate the bull? And the answer is, all the wolves did, but Agela got the lion's share. Third question, the man's cub is mine, roar. Hold your horses, I speak for the man's cub. No harm will come to the man cub. Next question is, Shere Khan will never rest until he finds Mowgli. And the answer is, we have to make sure he remains hidden in the cave. Now Balu, don't let the cat out of the bag. And the next question, question number 5. Shere Khan is looking for Mowgli all over the forest. And the answer is, haha, he is on a wild goose chase. Mowgli is not hiding in the forest. Hope all the answers are correct. We can move to the next exercise, grammar. Read this sentence from the story. Father took Mowgli to the council rock. Here we are going to learn about transitive and intransitive verbs. Here a sentence is given, Father took Mowgli to the council rock. In this sentence, the verb took has an object, that is Mowgli. Verbs that have objects are called transitive verbs. So a verb is coming along with an object, then it is known as transitive verb. A transitive verb is a verb that denotes an action which passes over from the subject to an object. Here we can see an example. The father wolf pushed Mowgli into the center. So here the verb is coming with an object. The verb pushed is coming along with an object, that is Mowgli. So this is a transitive verb. Moving to the next one, intransitive verb. Intransitive verb is a verb which is not coming with an object. We can see the definition. An intransitive verb is a verb that denotes an action which does not passes to an object or which expresses a state or being. Here we can see the example, Akela was lying on the rock. Here the verb is coming without an object. So it is an intransitive verb. Along with the transitive and intransitive verb, we are going to learn the direct object and indirect object. We can see another sentence from the story. Balu taught the wolf cubs the law of the jungle. Here we already saw that Balu was their mentor. He taught the law of the jungle to the wolf cubs. Here we can see two objects. A direct object answers the question who or what. Example, what did Balu teach the wolf cubs? And the answer is the law of the jungle. Next one, what is an indirect object? An indirect object answers the questions to whom or to what. Here in the example we can have a question, to whom did Balu teach the law of the jungle? To the wolf cubs. So it is to whom is used in the question. Moving to the exercise part, here we can see circle the verbs, underline their objects if any. Write T if the verbs are transitive, IT if the verbs are intransitive. We can have a sample question. Wolf packs usually have 8 or 9 wolves. And the answer is, wolf packs usually have. How is the verb used here? Usually have 8 or 9 wolves. This is a verb which is coming without an object. So this is an intransitive verb. Likewise, you can do the rest of the exercise. Pause the video, do it and come back. Hope you finished. We can move to the second question. A male and a female wolf lead each pack. The answer is, a male and a female wolf lead. Lead is a verb used here. Each pack. Each pack is the object. This is a transitive verb because the verb is coming along with an object. Packs of wolves hunt together, and the answer is packs of wolves hunt together. Here, the verb is coming without an object. So, it is an intransitive verb. Next question, question number 4. Bears are found in every continent except Australia and Antarctica. And the answer is bears are found in every continent except Australia and Antarctica. Are is the verb and it is coming without an object. So, it is an intransitive verb. Question number 5. Brown bears eat insects and fruits all year around. Here, eat is the verb and the insects and fruits is the object. So, it is a transitive verb. Next one. Sometimes bears may hunt mountain goats, sheep or salmon. Here, we can see the verb hunt coming along with the object. Mountain goats, sheep and salmon. Moving to the next one. Panther live in a great range of habitats. Here, live is the verb which is coming without an object. So, it is an intransitive verb. Eighth one. Panthers climb trees with their short muscular legs. Here, the verb climb coming along with the object trees. So, this is a transitive verb. Moving to the next one, that is rearrange the groups of words to make sentences, punctuate as necessary, identify the verbs and write T if the verbs are transitive and IT if they are intransitive. So, moving to the first question, spoke Mowgli to Bagheera? And the answer is Bagheera spoke to Mowgli. So, here the verb spoke is coming along with an object, that is Mowgli. So, it is a transitive verb. Likewise, you can do the rest of the exercise. Pause the video, do it and come back. Hope you all done. Let's check the answers. Second question. Took the council rock, father cubs, wolf the two. The answer is father wolf took the cubs to the council rock. Here the verb is coming along with an object. So, this is a transitive verb. Third one, raised head, Akela his. The answer is Akela raised his head. Here the verb is coming along with the object. So, this is a transitive verb. Fourth one, hawk flew, the overhead circles in. And the answer is the hawk flew overhead in circles. So, here the verb is coming without an object. So, this is an intransitive verb. And orange, black, tigers, stripes have. The answer is tigers have orange and black stripes. This is also an intransitive verb because the verb is coming without an object. The next question, protected Mowgli, wolf, mother. And the answer is mother wolf protected Mowgli. Here the verb is coming with the object Mowgli. So, this is a transitive verb. Moving to the next one, we already discussed the direct object and the indirect object. Here, underline the direct object and circle the indirect object in these sentences. Move to the first question. Kipling visited many countries with his family. And the answer is Kipling visited many countries with his family. Here, many countries is a direct object, so it is underlined. Likewise, you can do the rest of the exercise. Pause the video, do it and come back. Hope you all finished. Let us check the answers. Second one, Kipling and his wife bought land for a home in Vermont. Here we can see the direct object and the indirect object. Here, land is the direct object and the circled one, a home, is the indirect object. Moving to the next one, they called the home the Naulaka. And the answer is, they called the home the Naulaka. Here, the home is the direct object. Moving to the next one, Kipling wrote the Jungle Book for his daughter Josephine. Here the direct object is the Jungle Book and the indirect object is his daughter. Next one, question number 5. The committee awarded the Nobel Prize to Kipling in 1907. And here we can see Nobel Prize is a direct object and Kipling is an indirect object. Rudyard Kipling's father, John Kipling, made illustration for the Jungle Book. Here the illustration is the direct object and the Jungle Book is the indirect object. Hope all the answers are correct. We will discuss the rest of the exercise in the next class. Complete all the exercise till now. We'll meet you in the next class. Till then, goodbye.